Hello everybody, my name's Shalise. Welcome out everybody to my part 2 video of Assassin's Creed Odyssey versus Assassin's Creed Origins. This is now the second video. I'm sorry that we're running a little bit late on this. I know right now I'm playing Valhalla. Right now I'm just been behind schedule, and plus the video got corrupted the first time. So this is the second time I'm recording this video. So hopefully this one goes true, so y'all enjoy this video. So this is part 2 of Assassin's Creed Odyssey versus Origin. Right now Odyssey's leading the categories, but let's just see right now where the fifth category is. The fifth category is side characters. Which game had a better side characters? Origins or Odyssey? This is the problem with Origins. Origins, Bayek is on a revenge mission. He's on his character just goes to certain cities and he leaves all the characters behind. The first characters that you got is Rabia, his old nanny, Hepzibah, who is his basically his best friend, and you see him in the beginning and then the end. Bayek travels throughout Egypt, and since he's traveling, you don't get to really spend a lot of time with it. It could have been a lot better with his side characters if they kind of did like the Assassin's Creed 2 thing. You know, Assassin's Creed 2, when the side characters, Ezio stayed quite a while in this one region or two. But Bayek, after he's done with that region, he's going to the next place, the next place, the next place. He doesn't really have time for the side characters. And here's the thing. There's, like, any side characters that had potential, like Bayek's gladiator friend, they kill her, like, when you're supposed to kill her off, but she doesn't even get a cutscene. My friend, who was on this mission where he had to kill her and a crocodile, he chose not to kill her and he just killed the crocodile. But in the canon, she's killed off and she doesn't even get a cutscene. A best friend of his who's working for the enemy. Assassin's Creed Origins, to me, did not respect their side characters. They did not respect a lot of its lore. So Assassin's Creed Odyssey wins this category easy, with Cassandra's little kind of like sister Phoebe is an interesting character. She's a tragic character. We got Marcos, her technically adopted guy who technically raised her up after her family cast her out. You got, again, Cassandra's story is basically she's traveling and she's trying to find her family. So this family is a big part of the side characters, and the side characters is a big part of the story for her. She's trying to find her mother. She's trying to find her stepfather. She's trying to find her brother. She's trying to find this character. She's trying to find that. And during this time, she's meeting new characters. Brasidas, the Spartan hero. You got her stepbrother in one category. And there's just so much stuff that there in this entire cast of characters that they have for Odyssey and their side characters. So to me, Assassin's Creed Odyssey did a lot better than Origins, because Cassandra is not just leaving these side characters alone. She's searching for these side characters, so they mean something to her. And she's also meeting them, and when she meets new people and all this stuff, it enhances the story. And when she eventually loses somebody, it enhances the loss. Bayek, I felt like they had that one girl who was drowned by the crocodile, I believe, and that was it. That's the only connection I really had to a sad scene, or basically to a character in Origins. So, side characters, I'm going to give this to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, the fourth category is side missions. And now I'm going to say this. Both games didn't do a great job with their side missions. Side missions kind of took a back seat, because none of the side missions are really connected to the main story. The side missions are basically... I will give this to Odyssey just because the fact that Origins was hyping up the hidden tombs, the underwater locations, and all this stuff in Egypt. The tombs you get in, you get out. There's nothing special about the tombs in ancient. I thought it's some level of Assassin's Creed 2 type of tombs, but no, it's not. It was a big misfire, and again with basically the side missions, it's just bandit camp after bandit camp after bandit camp. There's not a lot of different options you could have. Maybe some different hunting stuff, but the animals were no different. Like certain animals, like key locations, weren't as difficult as others. Odyssey, they improved upon the animal mechanics. They had mystical creatures that were created by the Isu. Then you had the freaking then you had the actual big creatures like the wolf, a boar, and all that stuff. They enhanced and in some of the gladiator fights you get to do, and that's something that both Odyssey and Origins had. It's just, I believe, Origins had the better combat and the better arena, but Odyssey had the better story with the gladiator things. But for side stories, side missions, it goes with the side characters in a sense. So to me, I'm going to give this to Odyssey, in my opinion. I had a lot of funner time, and again, the only reason why I'm putting for Odyssey this category is the fact is because Origins hyped up the tombs, and it was just a big letdown. So Odyssey gets this category win. The number 3 spots is the villains. And here's the thing. The Order Ancients' entire plot line doesn't make sense. Bayek's on a story for revenge. He tries to go after the people who murdered his son. That's like 5-6 people right there. The Order of the Ancients, what they want from Bayek, who knows? Because their entire plotline of Bayek and the story of Origins makes no sense. They thought he was dead, even though he's laying on the freaking ground next to his child, and they just hit him with a rock. One spear, dude. He's unconscious. You got him. Origins had a terrible writing for their villains. The villains have different controls of Egypt, but none of them communicate with each other. None of them are talking to one another. Everyone's just doing their own little thing, and they're all doing their own little things in their own regions, and there's no communication. That's like if Assassin's Creed 2 with Rodrigo Borgia, we never see him communicating with the people there. Do this, do this, do that. No, you need to have some form of communication. Was there communication probably with Order Ancients? Maybe, but we didn't get to see it. I say out of like 20 characters, I mean, not like 10, like 10 Order of the Ancients, maybe 12. 2 were interesting. They had some good single characters, but as an overall organization, Order of the Ancients just failed. Now, for the entire Odyssey villains, the Cult of Cosmos, they're a group that started the Caphlonian War. They wanted, Sparta versus Athens and all that. So they wanted that great war. They wanted to control everything behind the scenes. And the thing is with the Cult of Cosmos, they are basically trying to organize. They have different factions. They have the politics sections. You got the mercenaries. You got the ones who deal with the naval. You got the ones in the army. You got the ones who worship the bloodline. And ultimately their goal is to have control over all of Greece and basically to worship the bloodline of Cassandra and Deimos, or Alexios' character and all that stuff. So there's a lot of great stuff with this group of characters. And there's a lot of great villains. And to me, the Cult of Cosmos, I believe they're all pretty dang good. I mean, you got that one character who raised Alexios into a really bad person and all this stuff too, that created Deimos, and she was a utter nut job. But overall, the Cult of Cosmos, while some, I'm going to backtrack, there was good characters, but there was not like a good memorable. But organization as a whole, it worked well. At least I understood where they were coming from. With Origins, not so much. So this category for the villains is going to be Odyssey. Now, for the number 2 slot, this is the main characters. Bayek versus Cassandra. Cassandra's the canon character, not Alexios. Here's the problem. Bayek and Aya should have been 2 characters. I have no idea why they did not continue what Syndicate did with Jacob and Evie. Why not have Aya as a playable character? She lost a child too. They both lost their son. She kills 2 members of the Order Ancients off screen. And no, she was not a playable character. The ship missions do not count. That 15-minute thing that I did with Julius Caesar does not count. She's not a playable character. Bayek, as a character, I enjoy. I feel bad for him. He's like that sad clown just trying to go on, trying to live by. And Bayek is forgotten about history. And before I get into the entire plotline of Origins and its utter stupidity, I will say that Bayek is a pretty great character. I enjoy him as a character. Well, not a great character. He's a very good character. But how he's written, like, oh, you killed my son, and how he survived every single thing from the head in the desert to his horse is just there so convenient. I mean, there's gaming's a plot line. I mean, there's plot armor galore with him. I mean, the only other assassin that has this much plot armor was Connor. But that's a different story altogether. But for the main character, Cassandra, I respect the character who was... I also respect Bayek trying to get revenge for people who murdered his son. It's just how they ran the story for Bayek was not that great. Not Bayek's fault, it's just the writers. Here I'm talking like he's like a real life person, but he's not. And Odyssey, well, Cassandra, she's a girl who basically was thrown off a freaking mountain. Plot armor right there. And basically she's trying to find her family. She's trying to get to know her, who she is going through. And she's trying to find her mother, her stepfather, her actual father, her brother. And she's learning all this different stuff about her thing. And she's on the Odyssey of a long journey just to get where she's going. And to become a different... how she's becoming... and along this journey, she's becoming a different person. She's becoming a person that is growing. About showing revenge or mercy. Is she going to kill him or is it going to be mercy? Cassandra grows as a character. And I actually respect Cassandra as a character. And I think she was a very overall great character. And I absolutely enjoy her. She has the staff and everything, and she is she is part of the Isu bloodline, and she is a deity, like a demigod in a sense. But Cassandra character, very good character, and I'm gonna give this one to Cassandra because they knew what they were doing with Odyssey. Now the overall plot. Now, as you could tell, Odyssey's gonna win this category again. For if they won the second category, they're gonna win this category. Overall best game is Odyssey, hands down. Odyssey, for their plotline, it is a spin-off. People say, oh, this ain't Assassin's Creed no more. I got a whole rant about you Assassin's Creed fans in the video down at the bottom, video in the description down at the bottom. You'll see it. About you stupid Assassin's Creed fans. About, oh, complaining that hey, we ain't playing an Assassin no more, even though this is the 11th game in the franchise. God, you people are stupid. Now, Assassin's Creed Odyssey with their characters. What is the plotline about? Cassandra, again, is a person who lost her, who basically is on a search to find her family. She's on a long journey to find her family, find herself, and to bring down the evil that's been tearing her family apart and to reunite her family. That's the story for Odyssey. It's a long story it's a very long story, and all this stuff. I think it could have been shortened down a bit, or like cut in different phases. But Odyssey overall as a game, as a plotline, made sense for everything. Really enjoyed Odyssey's story. Origins, now here's the problem with Origins. Origins is an origin story. And this is the major problem with it. There is so many flaws I have with this. The Hidden Blade, they screwed up. I'll leave the video down in the description about what Origins screwed up. And basically all Assassin's lore. Why they didn't continue the Juno storyline, with they're building a precursor body. The Templars and Assassins are building a precursor body for Juno. Why are we ignoring that storyline? Origins decided to take it in a different route. No one could tell me that Aya was going to be Amunet. Do you think anyone who with real thought was really put thought into the game, like, hey, it would be really great if her not have again, it just blows my mind. Why wasn't Aya the main character of this story, or at least another character in Origins, since she's going to be the future Amunet? No one can convince me they planned it out and thought, hey, she's going to be Amunet. They did that at the last minute for a rush job right there to get a little, ooh, you didn't see that coming. They did not plan it out. You think anybody wants to play Bayek while we could play the future Amunet? No. Absolutely not. But this is for people who understand Assassin's Creed lore. Origins did not. The Hidden Blade, they screwed up. It's not Bayek didn't lose 2 fingers. Bayek lost. How it is in Assassin's Creed lore about the Hidden Blade is this. Leonardo da Vinci said it best. It was a mechanical issue, and that's the reason why the people lost 2 fingers. It also was a sign of basically your fulfillment. But with Bayek, or your commitment to the order, Bayek only lost 2 fingers because of the fact that he was at an angle. That's it. Not because the blade didn't work correctly. That's the major thing. That's it. And it makes no sense. You ignore the Hidden Blade. The father of understanding apparently is Julius Caesar. And why would the Templars worship Julius Caesar when he was manipulated by the Order of the Ancients? Doesn't make sense. Aya, as one of the founders of the Assassin's Order, again, if she was Amunet, no. Again, the Assassins already exist. They were known as the Hidden Ones. Aya and Bayek were just the people who say, hey, let's work cloaks, let's work in the shadows. They made rules to it. They were the cheeseburger. They are the cheeseburger of the universe. But there was already a hamburger. So in order for it to be great and special, they added cheese on it. That sums up this entire video, everybody. I'm tired of ranting on Origins. I will always say this. Origins was a very good game for its fun activities. With Egypt was beautiful, glorious. The combat was easily the best of the Assassin's Creed games. And you can have a lot of fun with it. But for story-wise, certain things just don't make sense. How it's written just really doesn't make sense. And how they break canon lore and how they ignore certain things, I cannot respect Origins for. So Odyssey, I will give over Origins. Origins, I will give a solid B. Odyssey, I will give a B+. Maybe a B- Origins. But that to me is Odyssey versus Origins. Odyssey is superior to me than Origins in almost every single category. But let me know what y'all think, everyone. Subscribe if you like. There's gonna be comment down below. Let me know. Respect my opinion. Respect yours. What's your personal opinion, everybody, about Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Origins? Let me know what y'all think, everyone. Angel Lee, Alfred, everybody. Bye.